These are 10 of the best celebrity cameos in The Simpsons. Mel Gibson asks Homer to help him with his new movie. Beyond Blunderdome starts with Marge and Homer getting free tickets for the new Mel Gibson movie, and Marge expresses her wish to go and see it. Marge reads in People magazine about a devoted father who
goes to church every week and likes to fix things around the home. Let's make love.
I wonder who she's thinking about. They go to the movie, and Mel Gibson himself shows up to the screening to see people's reaction to it. Maybe he shouldn't have. The people thought the movie wasn't good because there wasn't any violence in it, and Homer, in particular, had a few things to say about it. But Marge said she liked it.
Oh, you're just saying it because your boyfriend was in it, man.
Will you stop acting so jealous?
Marge, you better lower your expectations. People spot Mel Gibson, and they gather around him. He says he'll be reading all of their opinion cards, and he tells Marge he'll be reading hers, personally. Homer sees them flirting, and he writes his nasty opinion on a card thinking that'll show him. And surprisingly, it really did. Mel saw that everyone liked the movie, but he couldn't really believe it because he didn't like it himself. But then he read Homer's card.
Your movie was more boring than church. All you did was yak, yak, yak. You didn't even shoot anybody.
That's Homer for you, ladies and gentlemen. Mel liked Homer's honesty, and he decided to turn the plane back around to go to Homer's house.
I'm looking for Homer Simpson.
And I've been looking for you too, pal.
Pound him, Dad!
Throw fuel at the fire, Bart, why not? Homer thinks Mel is here for Marge, and he tells him he's tired of Hollywood boys like him thinking they can have any woman they want.
You see this? It symbolizes that she's my property and I own her.
I think Marge would disagree on that. Mel says he wants Homer to help him with his movie.
Homer is a brutally honest man, completely tactless and insensitive.
Mel says that people have a problem criticizing him because they love him too much. We'd all like those kinds of problems. The Simpsons go to Hollywood with Mel, and while Homer helps him with his movie, Marge and the kids take a tour.
They're making a movie. Robert Downey Jr. is shooting it out with the police. I don't see any cameras.
Maybe it's not a movie after all. Homer starts by brainstorming some ideas with Mel, but they're all crazy talk.
You want me to replace the villain with a dog?
All you have to do is show him doing this.
Maybe he overestimated Homer. Homer tells Mel that people nowadays want action. Mel asks Homer if the end was really that boring.
Oh, Mel, it's the most boring piece of garbage I've ever seen. And it's not easy for me to say that.
It's not? You sure? They finish editing the movie, and it's time to show it to the producers.
Yield this, Senator Payne.
Oh, that's not something you want to see.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
And neither is that. The producers have literally no words for what they just witnessed.
You chopped off the president's head.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
They are also horrified by a scene where the United States Senator is impaled with the American flag. Symbolism, people. The producers say this film can never see the light of day, and they go to burn it, but Mel Gibson steals it, and he and Homer run away.
Homer! Landmine!
I'm on it!
Maybe you shouldn't go over the mine next time.
I'm getting too old for this crap.
Mel says that maybe they should give up, but Homer won't let him do it.
Before Lethal Weapon 2, I never thought there could be a bomb in my toilet, but now I check every time.
Mel says he didn't know that movies meant so much to Homer.
They're my only escape from the drudgery of work and family. No offense.
Because if you say no offense, that immediately means it's not offensive. They managed to get their movie in cinemas, and as they were waiting for people's reactions, Homer said he was really nervous. People come out, and everyone was disgusted and thought the movie had the worst ending ever.
When did we stop rooting for the man with the flamethrower or an acid spraying gun of some kind?
Homer says that he blames the internet for this, as he should. Sometimes, rock stars are who you need to repair your relationship with your daughter. Lisa becomes a vegetarian, which causes troubles between her and Homer. Lisa the vegetarian starts with the family going to a theme park for little kids, and Lisa went to pet the lambs.
Oh, you are so cute! Yes, you are, you are! I just love you!
It always starts out the same. The next day, Lisa couldn't bring herself to eat lamb chops.
I can't eat this. I can't eat a poor little lamb.
Lisa, get a hold of yourself. This is lamb, not a lamb.
That's how everybody oozes their conscience. Marge says she could make her something else. Chicken breasts, roast, hot dogs. But Lisa says she can't eat any of them.
Wait a minute. Lisa, honey, are you saying you're never going to eat any animal again?
Yes, Homer, I know this is a great disappointment for you. Lisa feels sad that her family doesn't understand her newfound vegetarianism, but thankfully, compared to them, public schools are a haven of enlightenment.
Okay, class, time to dissect our worms.
I bet she retracted that last statement. Lisa tells Mrs. Hoover that she can't do it because she thinks it's wrong.
Okay, Lisa. I respect your moral objection.
Judging by the speed at which she pressed that button, I highly doubt it. At lunch, Lisa asked for a non-meat option, but lunch lady Doris just gave her bread.
Do you remember when you lost your passion for this work?
As if she ever had it. Skinner is worried about the 2 independent thought alarms going off. He tells Willie to remove all colored chalk from the classrooms.
I warned you! Didn't I warn you? That colored chalk was forged by Lucifer himself!
I wouldn't go that far. The school decided to play a movie about why eating meat is good and being vegetarian is bad. And all of the kids believed it and ridiculed Lisa.
Don't you realize you've just been brainwashed by corporate propaganda?
Lisa, who are you talking to? While Lisa is struggling with vegetarianism, Homer decides to throw a barbecue.
Good news, everyone! You don't have to eat meat. I made enough gazpacho for all.
Like people are gonna eat cold tomato soup. Lisa can't stand to see this happening, so she steals Homer's pig.
Bart, no!
What?
Sorry, force of habit. Lisa, no!
The pig rolls through town and Homer and Bart chase it, but it's definitely a goner. Homer won't talk to Lisa after that incident, and she tells him she'll never apologize for fighting for justice.
I don't need any serving suggestions from you!
I can't live in a house with this prehistoric carnivore!
Okay, calm down, people. We don't want to say things we can't take back. Lisa runs away, but everywhere she looked, there were commercials and signs basically forcing her to eat meat, so she caves in and eats a hot dog from the Quickie Mart.
I take it from your yelling that you like my tofu dogs.
Tofu?
Apu tells Lisa that he's a vegetarian too, and he goes to show her his secret garden on top of his store. For some reason, up there were Paul and Linda McCartney. They say they met Apu in India during the Maharishi days.
Back then, I was known as the 5th Beatle.
Sure you were, Apu.
Apu tells Lisa that they are vegetarians too.
If you play Maybe I'm Amazed backwards, you'll hear a recipe for a really ripping lentil soup.
I'm gonna have to try that later. Lisa says she can't wait for the day when the fools learn that they can be healthy by just eating veggies, fruits, grains, and cheese.
Ooh, cheese.
You don't eat cheese, Apu?
Apu says that he doesn't eat anything that comes from an animal, and Lisa asks him if he thinks she's a monster then.
But I learned long ago, Lisa, to tolerate others rather than forcing my beliefs on them.
See, Lisa, there's more to being an activist than badgering your family members. Lisa goes to talk to her dad and he apologizes for whatever he did wrong, but Lisa says it was her fault.
And I got some really good advice from Paul and Linda McCartney.
Rock stars. Is there anything they don't know?
Apparently not. Lisa and Homer have had their fair share of problems, but nothing compares to the time when Dustin Hoffman got mixed up in things. Lisa falls in love with her substitute teacher, and her relationship with Homer hits rock bottom. Lisa's substitute starts when Mrs. Hoover gets sick and the school brings in a substitute teacher for her class. The substitute walks into the classroom blaring guns.
Are you the substitute?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
Are you insane?
No, sir. No, I'm not. It's my way of getting their attention.
Honestly, valid question on Skinner's part. Lisa instantly likes him because he's really charming and smart. Later, some kids drew a picture of him and the paper ended up with Lisa. Mr. Bergstrom asks her if she drew it and Lisa started defending herself.
Can I have it?
Yes, but I didn't do it.
Are you sure you didn't do it? It's good.
No, but I'm starting to wish I had.
Someone has a crush. After class, Lisa overheard him talking to Mrs. Crabapple and she was flirting with him, but he gently rejected her.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Crabapple. You're very nice, but it's the children I love.
Oh, not in that way, Lisa. Lisa told Marge that she really likes her new teacher.
I mean, this man makes you feel like there's nobody better.
Your father does that to me.
Mom, are we gonna talk or are we gonna talk?
Gee, what does she want from Marge? The next day, Mr. Bergstrom asks Lisa to stay after class and he tells her he noticed her homework is always done perfectly. So he asked her if her dad was helping.
I mean, my dad
Not
could...
mine.
You didn't let me finish.
Unless the next word was burp, you didn't have to.
If he knew Homer, he never would have asked that question. Lisa told Marge she wanted to go to a museum Mr. Bergstrom suggested, and Marge told Homer he should take her. Homer trying to get out of it, but Marge said,
And I'm concerned about your relationship with her.
Me too, Mom. I think they're drifting apart.
Shut up, boy.
Eventually, Homer agrees, and he takes Lisa to the museum where they run into Lisa's teacher. Then he had the chance to see what kind of relationship Lisa has with Homer.
I have noticed that Lisa seems to feel she has no strong male role model.
Things are about to get ugly. Homer asks if Lisa has said that, and Mr. Bergstrom says no, but
But you can tell, right?
She looks around and sees everybody else's dad and thinks, why me? What did I do to deserve this?
Pull yourself together, man. When they come home, Lisa said that Homer ruined her chance of getting to know Mr. Bergstrom, so Marge suggested she should invite him to dinner. But unfortunately, the next day, Lisa went to school and saw that Mrs. Hoover was back. She went searching for Mr. Bergstrom, and his neighbor said that he went to the train station.
I see he touched you too.
I see Mr. Bergstrom is quite the ladies' man. Lisa ran to the train station to try and catch him, and she did. She was very angry when she saw him and said,
We're just gonna leave just like that?
You know, it's the life of the substitute teacher. He's a fraud.
That's one way to put it. Lisa tells him he's the best teacher she's ever had, and she begs him not to leave, but he tells her that there are other kids that need him too. Mr. Bergstrom says that is the problem of being middle class.
Anybody who really cares will abandon you for those who need it more.
The truth really sucks sometimes. Mr. Bergstrom writes Lisa a note telling her she's Lisa Simpson. When she came home, she was feeling down, and Homer asked her why, and she told him how her teacher left.
I didn't think you'd understand.
Hey, just because I don't care doesn't mean I don't understand.
Awful. Just awful. Lisa tells Homer she's glad she's not crying, because she wouldn't want him to think that what she's about to say is based on emotion.
But you, sir, are a baboon! Baboon!
I don't think you realize what you're saying.
If that didn't break her vocal cords, nothing will. Homer starts throwing a fit over what Lisa said, but Marge tells him he must think of Lisa, because she needs her dad right now. Homer goes to talk to her, and he tells her he doesn't understand how she feels, because he never lost someone he loved.
Maybe I can't explain all this, but I can fix your dollhouse for you. At least I'm good at monkey work.
He starts joking around, and he manages to get Lisa to laugh.
I'm sorry I called you a baboon, Dad.
Think nothing of it.
There were many amazing appearances on the show throughout the years, but not one confuses me more than Sting. Bart makes the town believe there was a boy stuck in the well, but when he actually got stuck, no one wanted to help him. Radio Bart opens on Bart's birthday, and Homer got him a microphone that lets you hear your voice through any radio.
Bart, I'll bet you think nothing's gonna top that cactus. Well, check out my present.
Next.
What a spoiled brat. Homer doesn't take offense in Bart's reaction, but when he sees that Bart isn't using it, he gets sad.
Bart! I would love to get a present like that.
Here you go. Enjoy.
Bart doesn't like his birthday because he didn't get any good presents, but Marge tells him to give the microphone a second chance.
Maybe you just shouldn't talk into it as loud as your father does.
Bart starts using the microphone and he sees he can pull great pranks with it. He makes Homer think that Martians are invading the Earth, and he made Marge think Maggie was talking.
Mama! Mama!
Can you say mama again?
Sorry, lady. Show's over.
At least he isn't doing any harm. That is, until he drops a radio in the well and starts asking for help.
Sounds like trouble a-brewing at the old well.
Help me, please.
Oh, Bart, you're gonna regret this. Bart pretends he's the boy in the well, and he says his name is Timmy O'Toole, a 10-year-old boy without a family.
I tried to enroll in school, but your principal Skinner turned me away because of my shabby clothes.
Of course, he had to poke Skinner while at it. People should have guessed it was him based on that. Nobody can go down the well to help him, cuz
Not one member of our city's police force is slender enough to rescue the boy.
Chief Wiggum is annoyed and calls them all a bunch of marshmallows, says the Marshmallow Man himself. At lunch, Marge was praying for Timmy and Bart started laughing. Marge asked him what's wrong with him, and Homer said that Timmy is a real hero.
How does that make him a hero?
Well, it's more than you did.
Homer has a point. Krusty came on Kent Brockman's show, and he said that he's gathered members of the entertainment industry for a video call.
I wanted to do something to help that boy, so I called my good friend Sting.
I used to open for Krusty in '69.
Sting says that Krusty actually fired him. Firing Sting? Can't imagine that happening. Later, Lisa was watching the news while Bart was fighting with Santa's little helper over the microphone. The news says that Timmy O'Toole had taken a turn for the worst.
The child is reverting to a feral or wolf-like state.
It didn't take long for Lisa to realize what's going on.
When they find out you've been fooling them, they're gonna want to cut you up with rusty razors.
That's a scary image. Bart says the police will never catch him, but Lisa reminds him that he was probably stupid enough to leave a Bart Simpson label on the radio. That night, Bart snuck out to the well to try and get his radio back, but when Lou and Eddie saw the string, they just dropped it in the well. Bart came clean to them, but they didn't want to help him because he's been fooling them all this time.
You must think we're the worst parents in the world.
Yes, that's pretty much the feeling down at the station.
Since Bart pranked the whole town, nobody will get him out, so Homer decides to get him out himself. He starts digging a hole next to the well, and Willie joins him.
No, why didn't I think of that? Magnus, We've got work to do.
Soon the whole town joins them, and they reach Bart in no time.
Sting, you look tired. Maybe you should take a rest.
Sting! Mom! Dad!
The fact that he wasn't too surprised to see Sting really just adds to the charm.
They're gonna make sure no one ever falls down this well again. That should do it.
The writers weren't worried about getting singers on their show. Sometimes they even kidnapped them. Marge starts working at the power plant and Mr. Burns falls in love with her. Marge gets a job, starts with the Simpsons' house tilting to one side and sinking. Homer tries to repair it himself, but he fails, so he calls a foundation repair guy and he tells him it'll cost him $8,500, which they do not have. Marge suggests she should get a job for the time being. That day, they went to a retirement party for one of Mr. Burns' employees, and after the party, Marge said that maybe she should apply for that job. Homer tells Marge to forget about it.
We already live together, as the Bible says. Thou shalt not horn in on thy husband's racket.
Sure, the Bible says racket. Marge starts writing her resume and she shows it to Lisa.
I think it needs a little padding.
Yeah, because being a homemaker isn't something a power plant is really looking for. Lisa spruces up Marge's resume and she goes for an interview with Mr. Smithers.
Let me be the first to say Kadibu Kazini.
What?
Welcome aboard. I guess my Swahili's not as good as yours.
I think Lisa went a bit overboard. Homer is still against them working together, but Marge told him that they need the money. Plus, her life is really boring.
Last week, some Jehovah's Witnesses came to the door and I wouldn't let them leave.
She tells them that they snuck away when she went to get more lemonade. Now that's just sad. Smithers showed Marge to her new office, and Marge asked him what she should do.
Marge, please, according to your resume, you invented this machine.
Yeah, Lisa definitely added too much stuff to Marge's resume. Mr. Burns was looking at his workers with Smithers when he saw Marge, and he was absolutely enchanted by her.
I must have her. Smithers, zoom in. Closer, 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 damn it!
I guess he hasn't figured out that she and Homer are married. Mr. Burns visits Marge in her office and he gives her some flowers and bath oils he claims to gift all his employees.
Gee, this makes me wonder why morale here is so low.
I wonder why. Mr. Burns gives Marge a raise for wanting to better the workplace, and Homer feels jealous.
Well, maybe you'd get promoted if you worked a little harder.
Are you kidding? I work like a Japanese beaver.
If working is sleeping and eating, yeah, he really busts himself. Mr. Burns wants to arrange a party for himself and Marge, and he asks Smithers to bring him Tom Jones because Marge likes him so much. Smithers offers him quite a lot of money for a private party, but he politely declines, but he doesn't take no for an answer.
Oh, and perhaps you should look in this suitcase.
All right, but I don't see...
Pleasant dreams, Mr. Jones.
If Marge knew just how much trouble Mr. Burns has gone through for her, she'd be running. Mr. Burns invites Marge into his office to ask her out for dinner, dancing, and Tom Jones.
Hello, Marge.
That's it. Big smile. Everybody's happy.
They should really test Smithers because he seems like a sociopath. Marge says her husband will be very excited.
You have a husband? Yes, I can picture him now. Rugged good looks.
Yeah, that's Homer. Mr. Burns gets angry and fires Marge, but she objects, saying he can't fire her just because she's married.
I'm going to sue the pants off you.
You don't have to sue me to get my pants off.
Now that's harassment. Marge and Homer go to a lawyer and he says they have a great case, but when he sees Mr. Burns' lawyers, he runs away. Marge wants to give up since it's hopeless, but Homer won't let her do it.
Mr. Burns, I'm not leaving until you say you're sorry for what you did to my wife.
You love her too.
Well, no wonder. I mean, they are married. Mr. Burns tells Homer he wants him to show Marge the time of her life.
Marge, we're getting some drive-through, then we're doing it twice.
No.
Mr. Burns says he has something even more special for them. Did Marge touch Mr. Burns' heart? He lets them have a nice dinner he planned for him and Marge with Tom Jones performing.
Get help, love. Call Interpol. Get me a hacksaw. Anything.
Poor man. But this wasn't the only time Marge worked for Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns hires Marge to paint his portrait. Brush with Greatness starts with Homer wanting to lose weight, and as he was looking for his equipment in the attic, he and Bart found some of Marge's old paintings of Ringo Starr.
I guess she thought he was kind of cute. What? Hey! What the? Marge!
Jealousy won't make you lose weight, Homer. Lisa tells Marge that her paintings are good, and she's wondering why she stopped making them. Marge told her how her gift was squashed by an unsupportive teacher.
I decided to send the portrait to the only man on earth whose opinion I could really trust.
And what was Ringo's response?
Marge tells Lisa she didn't get any response from him. The amount of talents Marge has is amazing. Lisa suggests she should take a class at the community college, and the two of them go to get Marge enrolled.
You have real talent.
Do you really think so? My high school art teacher hated them.
What? The man was a fool.
Finally, someone other than her daughter notices the talent she has. Marge turns out to be really good, and her teacher acknowledges that and tells her that she has a talent for finding inner beauty in her subjects. He tells her that he wants to submit her painting to the art exhibition. Meanwhile, Mr. Burns just fired his painter, and he's in desperate need for someone to paint his portrait.
You've systematically alienated Springfield's entire art community. The only one left is this Mrs. Homer Simpson.
Marge better be up for the challenge. Mr. Burns and Smithers go to Marge's house to ask her to paint Mr. Burns' portrait.
Have you ever painted the rich and powerful?
I don't know. Just Ringo Starr.
Well, kind of rich. Mr. Burns tells Marge to paint his portrait, but Marge starts struggling when she sees what an awful man he is, and she can't find his inner beauty.
Doesn't it bother you that he orders you around like that?
Actually, I value every second we're together.
Smithers really is deranged. Meanwhile, Ringo Starr is opening his fan mail, and it's taking him quite a lot of time to get through it.
Hello, what's this? From Springfield, USA. Yeah.
After God only knows how many years, he's opened Marge's picture. Homer runs to Marge to happily announce that he's lost weight, and Mr. Burns starts poking fun at him for being happy with his appearance.
I've had enough of your posing. I can finish the portrait myself.
Good for her. Marge finds Homer in the refrigerator, and she stops him from eating whipped cream. She tells him not to listen to Mr. Burns, and she says she can't paint a nice picture of him because she doesn't see anything good in him.
I can't make that man beautiful. I guess I'm no artist.
Another man crushes her dreams just like that. Homer sees a letter from Ringo Starr, and it says that he hung her painting on the wall.
You're quite an artist.
Homer tells Marge he thinks she can paint Mr. Burns, and it gives her the strength to do it. At the unveiling, Marge surprised everyone with the painting.
Maybe you'd like to know what possessed me to do it.
Yes, we'd all like to know. She says that she wanted to show that underneath his cruel lips and spiteful tongue,
there was a frail, withered body, as vulnerable and beautiful as any of God's creatures.
Oh, Marge, what a woman you are. Mr. Burns approaches her and tells her he's not a critic, but he knows what he hates.
And I don't hate this. Your painting is bold, but beautiful.
But now we come to the main lady of the show. Homer and his friends got sold fake tickets for the Super Bowl, and they end up in jail. Sunday, Cruddy Sunday, opens with Homer meeting a travel agent, and he tells him he can get inside the Super Bowl if he can fill up his tour bus. Homer won't miss out on this opportunity, so he calls up everyone he knows, and he manages to fill up the bus in no time.
Yeah, not a dame in sight.
Oh, thank God. Now we can stop holding it in.
How charming. They get to the Super Bowl, and while they were waiting in line to get in, a man approaches Homer trying to sell him tickets.
Have you no shame, sir? I should give you a royal caning.
But as always, Homer spoke too soon. Turns out their tickets were fake.
They don't have the tickets!
Tell them!
Homer tells everybody he'll get them into the game, and he asks the guy selling tickets if he has any left, but he won't sell to him.
Okay, Mo, I believe you had me by the throat. Reverend Lovejoy was working the body.
How Christian of him. Bart sees a way for them to get inside, so they knock out some guards and run. But they got caught and put in a jail cell.
As a doctor, I'd say he's had enough. But as a football fan...
At least they'll be seeing some kicking happen. Chief Wiggum says that every jail cell has a phony bar in case of emergencies.
Real. So, by the process of elimination, this one is the fake. No!
Maybe that's how you do things in Springfield, but the rest of the world is quite different. Homer sees a woman passing by and he screams for her to let them out.
Me? I'm Dolly Parton.
I didn't ask for your life story, just give me the key.
How polite of him. The guy who was supposed to have the tickets said that he knows Dolly. He asks her if she could get them out.
Well, I do have some of my extra strength makeup remover. Shield your eyes.
That's some strong remover.
Will you go out with me?
Ooh, look at the time. I better scoot to that halftime show. See ya!
That's gotta be one heck of a show. They think they can still make it to the game, but they've been running around for hours and nothing.
Hey, look what I found!
But if the economy has taught us anything, it's that no one gets a free ride. They get kicked out of the skybox and they start running again. They run through the door that leads them to the field, but then they get dragged back inside along with the players who just won the game.
Hello, this is President Clinton. The whole country is proud of you.
Well, it's about time.
I bet he really needed to hear that. After the game, they were getting ready to get on the bus back home, and everyone told Homer he planned one heck of a trip.
Dad, that doesn't belong to you.
But this might be my last chance to win one.
But... never mind. Married to the Mob starts with the family going to a movie convention where Mark Hamill was supposed to show up, but as soon as he did, the mob surrounded him and Mayor Quimby, but his bodyguards were nowhere to be seen.
That swarm of nerds is gonna kill him.
Homer pushes through the mob and gets to the mayor and Mark Hamill.
Who are you? Homer Simpson, Nerdbuster, and I'm getting you out of here.
Homer, the ultimate nerd hater. They manage to get out and the mayor fires his bodyguards for not being there when he needed them. But they just laugh at him because who else is gonna take a bullet for him? Or worse.
I'll tell you who. Him!
Homer, I don't think you were listening to what he just...
I said woo-hoo!
Well, his woo-hoo is the last. Homer goes through bodyguard training and he takes his new job very seriously. The mayor tells him to always keep in mind that he's representing his office.
So always comport yourself in a manner befitting. Quick, honk at that broad!
And that catcalling is part of the job, right? The whole day, Homer went with Quimby around town guarding him while he was taking bribes.
That change was a bribe.
Oh, honey, don't be so naive. That's how the world works.
Well, he's not wrong. The next day, Homer and Quimby go to Fat Tony. And while Tony was giving hush money to the mayor, Homer accidentally wandered into the milking room.
They're milking rats! Milking rats! Rats? I'm outraged. You promised me dog or hire.
How is that any better? Homer ran to the school and he saw that all the kids were drinking rat milk. Outraged, he went to the mayor demanding justice.
And to think I respected you and defended you! You would need me alive if it wasn't for me!
And now he won't be alive, thanks to Homer. Homer thinks he killed the mayor and he immediately starts thinking of ways to get out of it when he hears someone calling for help.
His corpse is climbing the building! I'm alive, you idiot!
Homer tells him he'll only pull him in if he promises to stop doing business with Fat Tony. Quimby promises, and the same day, police barge into Fat Tony's bar. Fat Tony says they should talk to the mayor and rethink their decision.
Not this time, Fat Tony. The mayor's office is not for sale.
Yeah, maybe until the higher bidder shows up. Fat Tony says he's blinded with rage and that the mayor should watch his back.
I don't get it. Everyone loves rats, but they don't want to drink the rat's milk?
Oh, Fat Tony. That night, Homer and the mayor go out, and Homer is scanning the perimeter.
Okay, Mr. Burns, Fat Tony, what's his name? Fat Tony!
Homer goes to talk to him, and when he gets back to the mayor, he tells him that Fat Tony asked him to give him a message.
You moron! That's the kiss of death! Oh no! Wait, maybe I didn't do it right.
I really don't know how he passed that bodyguard test. Fat Tony sends one of his men to kill the mayor, but he ends up on stage along with Mark Hamill. After the number was done, he jumps on the mayor's table ready to kill him. But thankfully, Homer was there.
Homer, use the fork.
The force?
The forks. Use the forks.
Homer manages to beat the guy, but then he sees Fat Tony beating the mayor senseless.
Oh, crap. Oh, Fat Tony.
What? What did I do?
Nothing. Just almost beat a man to death. After the restaurant cleared out, Homer was feeling down because he didn't manage to protect the mayor completely, but Mark Hamill told them to cheer up.
I think you made a great bodyguard.
Really? Would you say I was magnetic?
Absolutely.
Now, this next cameo didn't play any character, but rather voiced it, and it was none other than Meryl Streep. Bart falls in love with the Reverend's daughter, but turns out she's a master manipulator. Bart's girlfriend starts with the family going to church, and as always, Bart doesn't want to go, and he's bored the whole time. Until he sees...
Wow, there is a God.
And according to Bart, God is a woman. After church, Bart introduces himself, but Jessica ignores him. Lisa tries to tell him it's not his fault. After all, she is the Reverend's daughter, and Bart's not really her type. Bart won't give up, and he decides to make sure Jessica sees him as a good Christian boy. So he decides to go back to Sunday school. He tries making conversation again, but she ignores him again. Bart fights his bad boy urges the whole time, trying to impress Jessica, but with no success.
All that unnecessary behaving. I'm all tense through the chestal area. I need relief.
Once a bad boy, always a bad boy. He pulls a prank on Willie, but turns out it was a setup by Skinner, and he gets 3 months detention.
I saw the way they set you up. That was really unfair.
Oh, she's good. Jessica invites Bart to dinner with her family that night, but the dinner didn't turn out the way Bart wanted to, because even when he's behaving, he isn't the type of boy the Reverend wants his daughter to spend time with.
Never have I heard such gratuitous use of the word but.
Make him stop!
They're too strict. He starts going home, but Jessica catches up to him and tells him he's really bad.
No, I'm not. I'm really...
Yes, you are. You're bad, and I like it.
I'm bad to the bone, honey.
Oh no, she's a rebel. Bart sees that Jessica is a liar, and he likes that they both have rebellious spirits. He tells his friends about it, but they don't believe him. So he went to prove it to them by talking to Jessica.
Am I supposed to know you?
That's cold. When the boys went away, she said she's sorry, but her dad can't know about them hanging out.
And besides, if it's secret, it's even more exciting.
I guess.
But soon, Bart found out that Jessica is a much bigger hellraiser than him.
If you stay here a while, I'll let you hold my hand. Teamwork! Come on, Bart!
So not only is she a troublemaker, she's also a master manipulator. Bart couldn't bear to hold it in anymore, so he told everything to Lisa. And she said she's shocked because she never would have thought that Jessica could be that way. Lisa tells Bart he needs to give her up, but he tells her he has a plan.
Put up with her for 7 more years. Then we'll get married.
He continues to tell Lisa that when the first baby arrives, then Jessica will probably treat him right. Oh, poor Bart. So delusional. Lisa tells him he can't be so naive to think he can change a person.
You're right, Lisa. Love isn't about fixing someone. I'm just gonna give her up cold turkey.
And how does he plan on doing that when Marge drags him to church every Sunday? That Sunday, Bart tells Jessica he can't see her anymore because she's turning him into a criminal.
When all I want to be is a petty thug.
At least he knows how far he's ready to go. But then Jessica took the collection plate money and put it in her purse. Bart tells her that's wrong, and even he knows that.
Fine. You just lost your cut.
Jessica walks away and leaves Bart with the empty basket. And when Helen came to take it, she accused Bart of stealing.
Just explain yourself and everyone will understand. I
took the money? Yes, we know.
Instead of saying he didn't, Bart got scared and ran away. He tried to tell his parents that he didn't do it, but even they didn't believe him. The only person who believed him was Lisa, and she told him he needs to tell everyone it was Jessica.
Give it up, Lisa. She's a criminal mastermind.
She's also a little girl who just manipulated you because she's the Reverend's daughter and everyone's gonna believe her. Lisa says she'll take care of it, and the next time she went to church, she tried to get Jessica to come clean by using her faith against her. But that little devil of a girl doesn't care much about fate, so she just sat there smiling.
Oh, what the heck? It was Jessica Lovejoy!
What would Bart do without a sister like that? They search Jessica's room and find the money.
Bart Simpson has somehow managed to sneak his bedroom into my house.
An overprotective father, a girl who acts out. The picture is crystal clear. Jessica gets punished, and Bart comes to tell her that even though this was a difficult experience, he really learned a lot.
Well, I learned that I can make men do whatever I want.
Well, don't you see, Jessica?
Bart tells her she hasn't really learned anything. Jessica interrupts him by asking if he'll finish scrubbing the floor, and of course Bart falls for it. A guy then came to pick her up.
Poor sucker. It's amazing what some guys will do for a pretty face. Not me, though.
You sure about that, Bart? But the Simpsons always came back to the rock stars. Homer's family finds out his true feelings about them and decide to send him to camp for a week of his life. How I spent my Strummer vacation starts with Homer having a wild night out without getting drunk because he didn't have any money. So he resorted to some unusual methods. Homer doesn't remember his night at all, but fortunately, or unfortunately for him, there's someone who does. The family was watching a new TV show called Taxi Cab Conversations, and one of the people on it was Homer.
Another proud moment for the Simpsons.
Yeah, very proud. About to be even more so. The taxi driver asks him what he does for a living, and Homer says he's a guy at a place. He says he has a family that he cherishes a lot, but...
Then there's those other days where you just wish you never got married or had kids.
Uh-oh. Homer goes on to say that one minute you're a carefree teenager with dreams of being a rock star, and...
Then bam! Some babe gets her claws in you. And boom! You got a bunch of kids.
Oh, wow. I bet he wishes he didn't turn on that TV. Homer goes on to say that he got stuck at a boring job where he doesn't play guitar, and...
all you can do is watch yourself get bald and fat and kiss your dreams goodbye.
Wow, that's depressing. Marge and the kids are shocked and hurt by this. They ask Homer if he's always resented them.
And maybe I didn't use the right words, but that marriage is like a coffin. And each kid is another nail.
That's not any better, Homer. The next day, Marge and the kids pick him up with a packed suitcase, and they don't tell him where they're going. But it seems as though they're kicking him out.
Where are you taking me?
A place where you'll never be bothered by your family again.
So yes, she is kicking him out.
Maybe now you'll appreciate us.
While you're spending the week at
Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp.
Oh, maybe not. Marge says that they had a family meeting and decided that even though what he said was thoughtless, he had a point. Homer is over the moon and he goes to camp, but he doesn't see any rock stars until...
Hello, campers! How you doing?
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! It's Mick Jagger and Keith Richards!
Homer can't be more excited, so he doesn't sleep the whole night.
I came up with a stage move I feel is very cool.
And it's very dangerous. But unfortunately, Homer was having such a good time, he didn't even notice that a week passed. Marge told him it's time to go home.
Your mother's right, Homer. Gotta get back to the real world.
But his real world and their real world can't be compared. Homer says that his dream has been shattered and he was so close to becoming a rock star, and now it may never happen.
I'll just have to settle for being a fat, bald, fat nothing.
Maybe he should see a therapist. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards see how much this means to Homer, and they ask him if he'd like to join them on stage for one gig before they leave town. Of course he says yes, and his dream lives on for just a while longer.
Here you go. Front and center.
I'm so proud of you, homie.
Why does this seem too good to be true? Homer goes backstage to get ready, and he asks how many songs he'll be playing.
Look, sorry if there's been a misunderstanding, Homer. We really just need you to tap the mics and say, test, test.
Now that's just humiliating. And with all of his friends and family watching. Homer can't believe what he's hearing, but he still goes on stage to do the testing.
Test, test.
Why is he performing the duties of a roadie?
But when he saw everyone's faces, he couldn't just go off stage, so he decided to perform anyway.
He's stealing the show from us.
Not on my shift. Let's rock and roll!
The whole thing turns into a riot, but Homer plays it off as if he knew it would happen.
When you've been in as many as I have, you can sense them coming.
Sure you do, Homer. Sure you do. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with your favorite Cameo episode.